we have two types of firewall. Okay, this inexpensive one comes from retail stores. It connects to the internet, whether it's through a modem or through itself as an ADSL connection, or it does the things you want it to do. All right, so it's got wireless on it. It stops things going into it, so it protects the network, but this component is not that strong. You can restrict people's access to the internet, so coming out of it, what people are going to do and how they're going to do it within your business. Whereas if you take it this one, which is not something you buy from a retail store, this one is somewhere between $100 and $300. This is somewhere between $600 and $1,200. Now, apart from the cost, let's look at what it can do. Yes, it's got wireless, but this one's wireless is different. When you're plugged into this wireless, you're not on the network. Yes, you can get to the internet, but the wireless component is not a part of how the internet wants to work and how your business people want to work. So you can have this as a secure environment for people to bring in their iPads and iPhones and laptops and everything else, but they're not going to see the rest of your network. That's one. This thing has a thing called UTM. Now UTM has spam, antivirus, it has intrusion detection, it has management of incoming and outgoing ports. So this does 10 times more than what this does for probably twice the price. But again, we have another difference here. If you've got management policies that say 5 of your people can go to the internet and 25 of them can't, or 5 can go to Facebook and 2 can't, that type of thing, then this is not going to help you. This, on the other hand, will take it to that level. It will make it so that if you want to manage and control your people, then you have the capability of managing and controlling your people. But as I said, cybersecurity is holistic. If you've got one of these, you can still put your management components in, you can put your policies in, your procedures, changing default passwords, setting up the systems correctly so it does all the right thing. But because we're talking holistic, we're not talking you have to have this because you'll be safe. We are saying, well, if you've got that, what other components are going to make it even more secure? We replace this with this, and you've got all of this extra components that you can now manage your network with. Now that security component, the management, this is literally a dumb system. This one's got a bit of brains. It knows what it's doing, knows how to do it. In some cases, we have a thing called a sandpit, which can say, well, I'm not sure if that's a spam component or that is a spam email. I will send it to FortiGate and say, is this a spam component? And FortiGate will come back and go, yeah, we've seen that around. Yes, it is. But because it's also doing other things, it's doing the antivirus, it's also doing VPN, so that you can actually secure the people who are using your system. If you really want to make your network so secure, you can have wireless coming in. So this goes out on the internet. From there, it comes back in on a VPN. There's no chance that anything on the tablet or the phone or the laptop is going to be able to compromise your internal security. Again, this is what we're talking about of whatever people have been telling you. Just buying this is not going to do the job. Putting this in place with all the other components that go with it, backups, disaster recovery, business continuity, compliance, your management components, other components of your technology, you start to build a secure environment for not only your people, but also your client data, your intellectual property, and other things that you need to do. So, by being holistic, you are making a more secure environment. You might have exactly the same thing as someone else down the road, but if you've got other components in place, you are starting to build an envelope around your security. After all of this, if you look at, if you download the checklist that's on this page, it'll give you an insight into where you are and what you need to do to get to a more secure environment for your business. Thank you.